This is the African News Update on top accolade news. The headlines: Tanzania's democratic crisis deepens. Kenya's digital loans under fire. Zimbabwe and Zambia trade soars. U.S. Embassy in Libya denies reports of Gaza relocation plan. We start with the focus in politics. Tanzania's democratic crisis deepens. Kenyan lawyer and former presidential candidate Martha Karua has been expelled from Tanzania, where she traveled to attend the treason trial of opposition figure Tundu Lissu. Karua criticized the move as a clear indication that Tanzanian authorities are unwilling to ensure a fair trial for Lissu, a prominent critic of President Samia Suluhu Hassan. Lissu, who faces possible death penalty charges, leads the Chadema party, which has been barred from participating in the upcoming October elections after refusing to sign the Electoral Code of Conduct. Karua, a vocal advocate against democratic erosion in East Africa, says the incident reflects a total erosion of democratic principles in Tanzania. Shifting focus to economy, Kenya's digital loans under fire. In Kenya, the rise of instant digital loans like Fuliza and Tala has made borrowing money as easy as buying airtime, quick, seamless, and dangerously addictive. This convenience is quietly cultivating a culture of dependency and financial distress, especially among vulnerable consumers with little understanding of the long-term costs. With effective interest rates soaring and repayment automatically deducted from M-Pesa accounts, many borrowers are caught in the cycle of digital debt. Experts now call for stronger consumer protection, transparency in lending terms, and financial education to ensure that access to credit truly empowers Kenyans navigating an increasingly digitalized financial landscape. Still in economy, Zimbabwe and Zambia trade soars. Zimbabwe and Zambia continue to enjoy a thriving and mutually beneficial trade relationship, with trade volumes reaching nearly $390 million in 2024. The strong economic ties were celebrated in Lusaka during the Zimbabwe National Day, where Ambassador Charity Charamba highlighted the critical role of the Joint Permanent Commission on Cooperation in deepening bilateral collaboration. Zambian Minister of Science and Technology Felix Mutati praised the growing trade, calling it a sign of strengthened regional influence. Zimbabwean businesses are expanding across Zambia, contributing to sectors such as electronics and tobacco. This development reflects Zimbabwe's foreign policy of engagement and re-engagement, which is driving trade growth and regional integration. Moving to international relations, U.S. Embassy in Libya denies reports of Gaza relocation plan. The U.S. Embassy in Libya has firmly denied a report claiming Washington is working on a plan to relocate up to 1 million Palestinians from Gaza to Libya. The embassy called the report untrue in a statement posted on social media platform X. The controversial claim, citing anonymous sources, suggests that the Trump administration was considering permanent resettlement of Gazans amid escalating conflicts. Palestinians and Arab nations have consistently opposed any such proposals, likening them to forced displacement reminiscent of the 1948 Nakba. You're watching the African News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. In crime, suicide bombing hits military recruitment center in Mogadishu. A suicide bomber struck outside the Damanyo military camp in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, on Saturday morning, targeting a crowded army recruitment center. The blast occurred around 9:20 a.m. as hundreds of young men gathered to join the Somali National Army. While the government confirmed the attack, it has yet to release official casualty figures, though unverified reports suggest at least 11 to 20 may have been killed and dozens injured. Authorities said the bomber was intercepted before reaching the intended target inside the facility, potentially preventing greater loss of life. No group has claimed responsibility, but suspicion falls on Al-Shabaab, which has a history of targeting security installations in the region. Now in health, Professor Mohamed Janabi, nominated as WHO Africa Regional Director. The World Health Organization has nominated Professor Mohamed Janabi as the next regional director for the WHO African region following a special session of the regional committee held in Geneva after the unexpected death of Dr. Faustin Ndugalile in late 2024. Janabi, who pledged to lead with unity and resilience, was selected from among 4 candidates and will serve a 5-year term once appointed by the WHO Executive Board later this month. WHO Director General welcomed the nomination, highlighting the critical challenges facing Africa's health system. In entertainment, ECOWAS Court dismisses Shatta Wale's discrimination case against Ghana. The ECOWAS Court of Justice has dismissed a legal case filed by Ghanaian musician Shatta Wale, who alleged that Ghana's Gaming Commission discriminated against him by blocking an endorsement deal with a betting company. In its ruling, the court said Wale failed to provide credible evidence that such a contract existed or that authorities had interfered. He also did not prove unequal treatment compared to other celebrities. The court upheld its jurisdiction but found the case lacked merit and dismissed it entirely. The judgment was delivered by a 3-judge panel, marking a significant legal defeat for the popular artist. Moving to sports. Malawi under-17 girls finished second at COSAFA Championships. Malawi's under-17 girls national football team ended their impressive run at the 2025 COSAFA Championship as a runner-up after a 3-0 defeat to a dominant Zambian side in the final held in Namibia. The coach made key changes to the starting lineup, but an early injury to a defender and a 4 first-half goals by Zambia set Malawi back. Despite the setback, the team showed remarkable improvement in the second half, marking tactical substitution and holding Zambia scoreless after the break. Malawi's strong finish, though not enough to claim the title, highlighted the resilience and promise on the regional stage. That concludes our African news updates for today. Stay tuned for more African news and developments. Thanks for joining us. I am Ojorume Okocha. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.